Just a quick one before we dive in. I've just opened up 2 brand new ways to work with me. If you're an established beauty professional who's ready to increase your revenue, either in your clinic or by moving into the online mentoring and educational space, you can join me for a 2-month container where we build and validate your first online offer or your next big move. Or if you're ready to go all in, there is a 7-month private mentorship where we build, launch and scale your new revenue stream together. If you're not sure which one's right for you, I'm offering a handful of free business clarity calls, quick and powerful to map out your fastest path and to see which container fits best. Just DM me the word revenue on Instagram or check the link in the show notes and email me. Let's get into the episode.
Welcome to the Beauty Build podcast with me, Zara King. As a coach for beauty pros, it is my mission to help you earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. This is the show where we explore all of that. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your beauty business, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and join us on the journey. And for more, get yourself inside my private community, The Beauty Build on Facebook. Hello, you gorgeous beauty pro you. Thank you so much for listening in to this episode. If you love it, please do remember to take a screenshot and pop it on your stories and give me a little tag, because I do love to know who's listening and I love to see your thoughts and to hear from you and to see if you're enjoying what I'm putting onto these episodes. So first of all, I need to apologise for the sound of my voice this week. I cannot seem to shift the winter cough / illnesses and the bugs in my household at the moment. If it's not me, it is my children. If it's not the children, it's me. And it's just a constant like revolving door, one in, one out, and we keep getting it. So apologies for my voice. I have got a seriously chesty cough going on. But anyway, I do want to get into this episode. So if you are wanting to get more done in less time, this is the episode for you. I really want to talk about 7 steps that you as a beauty pro can use to help you, because I know for a fact that self-employed beauty pros are juggling multiple job roles, really. We can call them responsibilities, we can call them tasks, we can say that we wear all the hats and all the rest of it. But the challenge for me when I was, more so self-employed beauty pro alongside everything else I do, was literally fitting in and not feeling guilty and just having to juggle everything. It was the mum life, the wife life, the work life, everything. And I think there are just so many self-employed beauty pros today that are doing the same thing and probably still out there struggling. And originally, that is why I set up the Beauty Build, to help people obviously earn more money and succeed in the beauty industry. But there was also that caveat of that balance. I really wanted to help people find balance in this crazy world that we live, because everything's so fast paced these days. And where I'd been through everything and had to juggle different jobs, different businesses, and also my, responsibilities with raising young children, that was the caveat that I added into that, was I really wanted to help people find balance, because I used to see people that I used to think, well, how can they be so organised? If they can do it, I can do it. And for me, it was just like spinning all the plates. And people did actually start asking me later on in my career, how do you do it all? And that was when I was like, actually, do you know what? I've learned how to balance everything now. I'm more comfortable doing everything now, because I always had more than one thing on the go. And that's when I was like, I need to help other people with it as well. But of course, there are times when I still fall off, and I still get to that time where I'm like, I need to pull it back in, I need to get my stuff together. And it's like a theme at the moment with these episodes, is getting shit done and getting shit together again. And it's like a refresh. I feel like in the winter, people kind of, and I specifically feel like planning and reviewing is what I'm best at in these kind of wintry months. And in the new year, it's like January, February, I do this, and then come March, April, I'm ready to spring out. And that is what I want for everybody as well. So today's episode is all about that, because other people are doing it, people are looking like they've got their stuff together, and maybe they haven't, maybe they have. But what I want you to think is that you can have your shit together. You can prioritise and essentially get more done in less time, because you own your time, right? You own your 24 hours of the day, and depending on your commitments, it's not going to be the same as anyone else's, but you own it and you can make it work to the best of your capabilities, like to the best of your circumstances. So that is what I want people to take from this episode, out of these 7 points, that you can get more done in less time, hopefully, so that you can actually enjoy what you're doing a bit more as well. That's what I always wanted. And I always think that people, talk about being happy, and when I get here, I'll be happy. So they grind and they hustle and they work so that then they can be happy. And I think it's actually more of a case of choosing to be happy with what you have and the time that you have, and making it work for you to have that happy energy at the forefront of what you want to do, what you're doing every day. So making that choice. So the 7 points, number 1 is the fact that I think, in my opinion, to-do lists are out. Okay, and scheduling is in. If you're a business owner, you do not really want to be keeping a to-do list, because what we do with to-do lists is we just keep putting things down that we've already done to tick them off just to feel good. I don't know if you've done that. Please message me if you've done that. I think it's hilarious, but we do that. And I'm not afraid to admit that I've done that, and I still love a little tick. But what we do with to-do lists is we just keep adding to them, and they become really overwhelming. And that's why we add things on just to tick off, because we're like, oh, well, I did that, so I'm going to tick it off. And that's not what we want. We want to be really structured with our time so that we are prioritizing things properly. So what you want to do is have a brainstorm session every time you've got to add things onto your tasks, whether it's life and business, right? You want to think, what have I actually got to do with this project, for example? Let's get all of the activities and tasks and all of the responsibilities down into something digital or into something written. And then we need to prioritize them. And when you prioritize things, you can obviously use a method of some sort where you look at the urgency level of that task and the importance of it. And therefore you number them and you get them into order based on that type of system. You can do whatever way works for you. But I think actually prioritizing things in order and then scheduling them into your diary is the best method of sticking to things and getting things done, because you need to be being able to wake up every day and think, this is what I've got to do today, and not feeling like, okay, I need to look at my to-do list and decide what I'm going to do today. You need to schedule these things into your actual available hours that you have to work on your business, or in your business, or maybe it's life time, mum time or wife time or sister time or whatever time. So that's number 1, is get rid of the to-do list and schedule everything in. Okay. Number 2 is my system that I always use is delegate or schedule or bin, right? Those are the 3 options. I remember when I learned about this, and somebody actually said, if it's not on your schedule, tell yourself it's not a priority. Say it out loud that actually that's not a priority to me at the moment, and see how it feels, because it will either feel really fine and that's cool and dandy, therefore it doesn't need to be on the schedule and that can go in the bin, or it'll actually feel really icky and you'll be like, oh sugar, I need to get that sorted, so feel into this and think, right, well, is that actually a priority for me? And if it's not, then fine, it can go in the bin, or it can be put on the back burner, or it can be delegated. Or, if it's something that you think it is a priority, but I don't have time to do it, maybe it needs to be delegated. Okay, maybe somebody else can do it for you, because sometimes it will feel like a weight has been lifted if you do put something in the bin, or if you do give it to someone else, because let's not forget, sometimes it's better if somebody else can do something for you in a quicker fashion. Or maybe they do it better than you because they may be an expert in that field, right? So you need to think about, where is my time best spent? For example, is it serving your clients? Is it working on client consultations? Is it working on outreach on different social media platforms? Is it working on your content? Is it working on email marketing? Are you a really good copywriter? Is it on creating the packages for your salon or your clinic or beauty room, whatever? Is it on something else? Where is your time best spent, and where is it not really best spent? Is there something that you can outsource or delegate to somebody that could do it better? So things like admin or social media, or whatever it might be in your business that you don't necessarily need to do because it doesn't need your focus and your time, because what you need to be focused on is the highest value, right, tasks, or as I like to call them, like the income producing activities for your business. So the highest value tasks that actually require you and your expertise, because there are going to be things that don't really require you. And I know it's hard because we have this control thing where, or most of us do, and I did in my business, where I didn't want anyone else to do anything because I thought, well, they're not going to do it the way I do it. And it's like, well, actually, I had to let go of all that, because I was like, if I want to earn more money and work less hours, I'm going to have to eventually give this to somebody, because I cannot physically in my diary fit it all in. I'm going to get burnt out, and I did get burnt out, been there, done that. So that's number 2. And number 3 is time blocking. So I love time blocking. If you know me, you know by now that I love scheduling and time blocking and looking at my week at a glance so that I can see where I'm spending most of my time. Because if you color code your time blocks as well into things like, well, now I'm working on the business, this is marketing time, this is, whatever client time, this is time when I'm with my family, this is sociable time. If you color block things and stuff in your time blocks, then you can actually look at your week on a glance. And if you have one of those schedules that you open the page and you see the full week, which is what I love, they're my favorite kind of planners, then you will see everything about where you're spending your time because of the color. It will stand out to you. So you'll think, oh crap, I'm actually not spending enough time doing any marketing. Therefore, that's probably why I'm not happy in my business with the clients, because I feel like I'm chasing things. I feel like I'm still trying to get new clients all the time, because I haven't got it down to a T. It's not systemized. Or maybe you look at it and you think, well, actually, all I'm doing is spending time on marketing. Maybe I should be doing something else. Or, I'm not spending enough time with my friends and family, or me time, whatever it might be. So that's why I really love doing the time blocking. And the most important thing for me is to make sure that when I time block, is I get my non-negotiables in first. So you've heard me say this on the podcast before. I time block and I sort of like highlight the hours where I'm literally just mum, and I'm like, there's nothing that can be done in these hours. There's no kind of like looking on socials. There's no replying to emails. There's no kind of talking about my promotional offers. There's nothing. There's nothing going on, because I have got my mum hat on, and those are my times, and that's my non-negotiables. Then I might have non-negotiable days off and me time, right? And me time sometimes consists of me and my other half time. So put in your non-negotiables first, so that nothing is going to get in the way of that, because you need those boundaries in place. Things that bring you joy, things that bring you happiness, and the non-negotiables like that. And there might be non-negotiables with your working hours as well. So get the non-negotiables in first. Then the tasks that you've prioritized, because obviously we don't keep a to-do list, we keep a prioritization list. Then we get them into the schedule. So that might be, like I've mentioned, time with the clients, or consultations that you need to look through, or marketing efforts, or, maybe you've got some time scheduled out for learning. Maybe you schedule a day just for going through that course that you've purchased, right? Or going through that kind of whatever it is that you're learning. Maybe you're learning to do a different treatment, and that's set days and stuff. So what that does for me, and I hope it does for you, is it removes the guilt where you always feel like, oh, I should be doing something else. Right, if you're not working, or if you are working and you think, oh, I should be seeing the kids, or I should be seeing my friends, or I should be seeing my mum, or I should be seeing my partner. It removes those elements of guilt. It does that for me. I hope it does that for you when you do it like this, because you know where you're at, and you know that you schedule all of your bits and bobs properly, and you know that you're doing the things that require you the most, the high value things. So you don't feel guilty about where you're spending your time. And that's such a key thing to my joy, and hopefully yours. So it also does things for me, like I don't procrastinate as much. And I do still procrastinate a tiny bit, but I don't procrastinate as much, because I can come back to my schedule and be like, oh, it's Monday, I know I'm doing this today, right? This is going out onto socials. This is the theme for the day. This is the routine. I know what the whole scenario is with the kids and classes, and everything is in. So I know what I'm doing. I can bring myself back. It's like a good base to bring myself back to. And I think that can remove the procrastination and the distractions, and, increase my kind of productivity and efficiency. So I'm getting a bit more done in less time. And it's actually days like that where I've gone, it's all in the diary, it's all, I've done the week and I know what I'm doing, that I'll look at it and I'll be like, wow, I've actually got a little bit of free time. That's what it does. It allows you to get more done in less time, because you're so involved in time blocking and you're so like, I know where I need to be and when I need to be there. And it does help you get quicker at things as well. So that's number 3. Number 4 is to streamline your processes in your business. So this is where I tell you that technology is your friend. There was so many people actually, but somebody the other day online asking if they think that, or if I think that they should get a booking system or continue to book people in themselves. And hands down, all the time, I'll always tell you to get a booking system. Do as much as you absolutely can online, because you are going to be wasting so much of your time, and time is your most valuable asset, right? And you need to protect it. You need to protect your energy, you need to protect your time, and you need to be spending your time where it's most profitable for you to spend it. And doing things like returning client messages in between clients and having your phone ping in when you're doing clients and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get back to that. Or going out with your family and friends and being on your phone all day because it's your day off, but you've got to get back to messages. It's just not the way to run your business. It's not the way to give you joy and happiness, in my opinion. If you love doing it, crack on and do it. But I don't think people do. So I always think if somebody's asking me, I'm like, get a booking system straight away. Let people take their bookings into their own hands. Let them go online. Let them book that slot. Let them, if they need to change it, then they give you the 48 hours notice and they can go on and do that. Or, whatever your policies are, but let them manage that, because the efficiency of that frees up your time, gives you less stress and saves you money. And some people say, is it worth it paying for a booking system? This is completely sidelined to this episode because it's not about getting more done, but it will save you money. They are worth the cost, okay? Do your research, message me if you need to, but they're definitely worth the cost. So that's number 4. The other thing with tech, right, being your friend, is the fact that we have technology for things like email marketing, text message marketing, your social media being scheduled out, right? Do all of these things. Use technology to your advantage, because you are a busy business owner and you have so many things to do. So what in your business could you utilize technology for? Make a note of all of the ways in your business that you could probably automate or use technology for to make it quicker, streamlined, and more efficient. Like, I'll give you some examples just as a bit of a bonus for you. I have got for my social media templates for like stories and things that I know I'm going to be posting every week. I've got templates for my posts that go out every day, every week. I've got, a few pillars, so I have a template for each pillar. I've got, all of my things that I need in my brand templates and everything laid out for me on Canva. I have got, copywriting that I've done years and years and years ago that I can pull ideas from and maybe either repeat or tweak for my social media. Back in the day in my beauty business, I had somebody doing my social media for me. And in my coaching business, I've also had a company doing my social media for me a little while ago, a couple of years ago. And, so all of these things, when the circumstances call for it, use it, utilize it. And then there's scheduling tools, obviously. So you can schedule things into social media platforms from the actual platform. Or if you don't rely on that because they can be a bit funky, then you can use things like Canva. You can use things to schedule like Plannerly. You can use things like Later. There are so many different ones that you can use. I think there's Loomly. There's all sorts of ones for social media specifically. And then there's obviously the automated emails and things that you can schedule ahead of time so that you're not sitting there in that time that you want it to go out actually having to do it. So you're saving yourself time, And so that's number 4. And I'm glad that we've only got 5, 6 and 7 left because my voice is going, guys. So number 5 is the fact that, I don't know if you've ever heard of the 80-20 rule. There's lots of different 80-20 rules in life, but this specific one I'm talking about is the fact that 20% of what we do actually equates to 80% of our results. So what you need to do to make more of your time in your beauty business and in life, to be honest, is think about those tasks that do get you your results, right? What are those needle moving tasks in your business? Okay, so have a think about that, get them all down, brainstorm maybe, and identify them, and then focus on them. Put your energy where they are, right? Because then you are utilizing your best tasks at the best time in the best energy. So really focus on living that 80-20 life, okay? And then maybe it's the other tasks that you do delegate or you do just get rid of, or whatever way around it you want to go. So that's number 5. Number 6 is also to schedule in do nothing time, okay? Or self-care, if you want to call it self-care, or if you want to call it me time, or if you want to call it downtime, partner time, social time, whatever it is that fills your cup, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, as we all know. But also, as many people think, this is going to be counterproductive. Okay, and I remember in my business thinking, well, I can't really just schedule in downtime. I need to utilize every minute of the day, right? We get 1,440 minutes a day, and I'm going to utilize every single one, but I'm not, because it's so much better to actually take some downtime. Why? Because what happens is when we relax and we stop for a bit and we sit down, our creative juices begin to flow. We can sometimes get our best ideas when we're on holiday, for example, or when we take like a weekend break, or when we're asleep. I don't know about you, but I don't know if you've ever woken up and been like, oh my God, I need to write that idea down before it leaves my brain. And you're in bed and you just think, oh, I better get up and just put it on the notes on my phone or something like that. So that is why I say schedule your do nothing time, because you don't want to get burnt out. You don't want to have all of this overwhelm. You really want to be able to spark that creativity again, but not in a way that you're doing work, just in a way that your brain is a bit more relaxed and you're enjoying yourself, you're happy, and the energy that you're in sparks the creativity if and when needed. Like, it just happens. So try that and see if it happens for you like it does for me. I'm sure it will. Many people that I speak to experience that as well. When they're relaxing, they seem to get, a bright idea and they have to write it down. I'm not saying act on it, because this is your downtime, but I'm saying let the creativity happen, write it down, move on from it, and enjoy your downtime. And number 7 is to review all of this like quarterly or monthly, and just to keep on top, because as I said in this episode, I've been on my personal development journey for years and years, right? And somebody like me who is aware of my energy, who's aware of mindset work, who's aware of all of the inner stuff, who's aware of productivity and how to make the most out of my time. I read all the books. I've had all the mentors, and I still have mentors to this day who help me and keep me on track. I can still flop. I can still fall off the wagon, and things get in the way, because you know what? Life happens. Kids are kids. Family's family. Life is life. Everything's happening, yeah? Life just is life in, and I need someone sometimes or something to pull me back. So if I don't hold myself accountable to a monthly review or a quarterly review of things like goals and my schedule, I'll flop. And that is just me being completely honest and candid with you. That does happen to me a lot. So I will always try and sit back down with something like my schedule. And sometimes I even change what my schedule looks like, because it doesn't serve me and I need to see it differently. So always think about, right, I need to review this and keep on top of it, because things will change, things will crop up, and you'll need that kind of momentum to kind of get back going and carrying on and feeling like you can get into really good energy every day around your schedule and everything that you're doing, to prioritise and to utilise your time as effectively as you possibly can to get the most out of it. But doing all of these things, if you follow those steps, just to recap, number 1 was to get rid of your to-do list and start scheduling. Number 2 was to either delegate, schedule, or bin those tasks, right? And prioritize them. Number 3 was to then time block everything. And number 4 was to streamline your processes as well in your business using technology. And then number 5 was the 80-20 rule. And number 6 was schedule your do nothing time. Number 7 was to review. If you do all of that and you maintain these kind of habits in your life, because success is built off of what we do daily. It's small steps every single day that get us to where we want to be. So those things are called habits, right? So if you get yourself into these habits in your life and in your business and in these daily kind of activities, you're going to get to where you want to be much quicker. You're going to be able to overcome challenges and hurdles and things that crop up much quicker. And you will get stuck in ruts, but you won't get stuck there for so long. You'll be able to get back up, dust yourself off, go again. And that's the kind of thing that you want to be able to do. That's the kind of energy you want to be able to jump back into, so that you can keep going, because inevitably things aren't always going to be rainbows and sunshine. So I really hope that those 7 points help you in life, in business. Again, if they do, let me know. Reach out to me on socials, tag me in your stories, let me know your thoughts. I love to hear from you. But I really hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights that will help you in your beauty business and life. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in your stories. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. The links are always in the descriptions. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you more and more great content. Until next time, keep building that business.